Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So we haven't done too much, but we have the idle for Python, and there are other IDEs that we can also use. And just for in case, IDEs is short for Integrated Development Environments, and we're just going to do activity 2. So other integrated development environments or other IDEs, as mentioned in section 1.1, there are many other IDEs available. If you have Raspberry Pi, Python is already installed, and so is another IDE called Thonny. This again is a relatively simple tool that is similar to idle. Thonny has some extra features to help learners understand what's happening in their more complicated programs. On the Raspberry Pi, you can start Thonny by selecting Thonny Python IDE from Programming in the main menu in the taskbar. Okay, so to get Thonny, you literally just type in Thonny, and we can open it there, and you can just download the version for Windows. We're just going to get this one. Okay, it's installing. Nothing should take too long. And as soon as that's finished, we can start the installation. I might speed up the process in the video editor. So while you wait, here's a little video of some penguins standing epically. We're almost done. Okay, so now we have Thonny, and if we open it, we might still be using English US default. If you have a different language, then you can do that on your own time. But since most of the things that we're going to do is like the normal one that we're going to use, I'm gonna just say standard. Let's go. You can change the settings afterwards, but let's just test this out. Print hello world, and we just say that. Now we're finished. Okay, so Thonny is just one of the other ones. We might use it a bit later. It's not really necessary for just printing something for the user, but yeah, I hope this helps you to see there's different IDEs, and Thonny is a nice one for beginners. So that's all you have to do for this one. Let me just make double sure. Activity 1.2. Let me just get activity 1.2. Okay, using your chosen IDE, so we can use either the idle or we can use Thonny. I prefer idle. Open a new file and write, save, and run the hello.py program shown in figure 1.6. Okay, so we're just going to run this one over here, and you'll see that in this mode over here, you can only type in a single line at a time, which is really good as well, because then you can determine each line being right or wrong. It will immediately tell you something's wrong. But what you can do is we can just say, let me just go here, new file. Okay, so if you say new file, now you can just start typing like crazy, and we're just going to call this hello.py. Oops, I typed it in the wrong one. Just copy this. Hello.py. And then we're going to say name equals the input from the user. And we're going to ask the user, what is your name? Okay, so that's going to assign whatever the user puts in here. It's going to assign the value to this variable called name. Then all we just say print. I usually like to do this first, just putting in the brackets, just because sometimes you get lost with all the brackets. So we're just going to say hi, and then you'll see that we're going to add our name. And then we're just going to put in a separator. Oopsie, wrong button. Sorry, new keyboard. Okay, so hi name, and then in between these there's going to be a separator, and the separator will be space, so nothing in between. And then we just have to say file, save as, and we're going to save this as hello.py so that we can save it as a py extension. This part here at the end is called the extension. If I saved that as a PDF, it would be a PDF document. If I saved it as an Excel document or a Word document, it would be docx. You'll get to learn all the extensions. .txt would also make it a text file, just like a normal file you would get in Notepad. And yeah, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go to documents, computer science, and then just going to make sure I say .py. I say save. Now if we say run module, or you can press F5 on the keyboard. Program's going to ask me what's my name. My name is Jeff, and then they say hi Jeff, and you'll see that the separators there are there. Okay, so this is all we had to do for task 1.2, and then just want to get to the instructions. Upload your completed activity as a PDF named what's your name. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that name, and I am just going to take a screenshot of my code, and I'm going to paste it in Word. So there's my code, and just so that we have everything nice and neat, I'm just going to write code. I can make that nice as big as well. I'm going to copy that, and we can just say result. It's this one, and then we can just say what's your name. Oh, I see, I didn't crop that right, so I'm just going to put it there. Okay, so that's all we had to do there, and we say save as, browse, and we make sure it's inside of our folder, and this is going to be called what's your name, and we save it as a PDF. Save, and this is what you will upload on this assignment. So I hope that helps. We can use idle. We can also do the exact same thing on Thonny. So let's just go to Thonny. Okay, new. So the nice thing about Thonny is it's already in the new file prompt over here. So this is the shell, and in here we're also going to put in our input there, so the script mode. So script mode and the shell. So just to save some time to do the exact same thing, just gonna copy this, and it should do exactly the same. So now we can just say, I don't think it will allow me to run, because usually you first need to save, and it allowed me to run. Okay. What's my name? Jeff. My name's Jeff, and there we go. So if you want to, just for testing out everything, we can just say this one was for Python, and then we're also going to have one for Thonny. Just copy this. Thonny, and it's going to be the same, but we'll see it looks a bit different, and I have to save my file. I can't tell you how many times I've lost things because I didn't save it. So there's the Python Thonny and the result, and then here we can just, maybe just to make it more neat, put them right after each other. And then for Thonny, the result said, just make it nice and big so everything's visible. And then we say save as. I'm just going to save it on top of the one I already had. So I'm just going to save it as what's your name. Okay, so now we have the Thonny and the Python. Both IDEs work. They're a bit different. One thing that I really like is idle. The color scheme is just perfect, and this is also good, but this just I like more color. And you can change everything, but I prefer the very colorful idle that Python comes with. So, and not having too many programs on my computer is something I personally prefer. Let's just save this as hello.py. I'm just going to put a th there for myself, just to know that that's for the Thonny. So hello th for hello Thonny, and it's still a Python. Okay, so that's all you had to do for 1.2. Hope the video helps. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Okay, so they gave us a challenge task. So the more you get to do these types of things, the better. So using your chosen IDE in script mode, open a new file and write, save and run a program that asks the user for their first name and then their last name. It should then output a greeting that includes their full name. Okay, so we can do this in idle, or we can do it in Thonny. We can do it in both, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to use script mode. Okay, and I'm just going to say full name.py, just so that you know for which program this is for. And it's going to ask for name and last name. So I'm just going to make a variable for name and then a variable for surname, and then input. Now whatever the please, well, let's just say please type your name. Then to save some time, you can copy okay, so we have both of these variables, and now we can just print your full name is, and we're just going to say name, surname, separator is going to be that. Okay, so I'm going to save this file, just copy this file, save as, and I'm going to go to documents, and this is going to be called fullname.py. Save, run. Okay, it's going to ask me my name. My name is Jeff Efferson. Your full name is Jeff Efferson. Okay, you can see there is no space there, right? So let's quickly go back to the script, and what we can do is we can actually just type in a little space there so that we have a space, and we can also remove that. So I just pressed Control S on my keyboard. As soon as I change something, I just press Control S and then F5 on my keyboard. That's gonna run the module. And now I just try again. Jeff Efferson. Okay, your full name is Jeff Efferson, and it seems that we still need to put in a full stop. So I'm just going to change it once more. So I'm just going to put in there Control S, F5, and I'm just going to type Jeff Efferson. Your full name is Jeff Efferson. Okay, and that was just a challenge task. So just for complete sake, I'm just going to put in my code, my result, and I can just put in my screenshots. So first we go to the code. Okay, and then we go to our results. Alright, so now we can just say File, Save As, Browse, and this is just a challenge task, and we're going to save it as PDF. I'm just going to say what's your name, say what's your full name. I'll say. So I don't believe you had to upload this. You didn't have to, but if you did, you would probably get some extra marks for that. And that's all we had to do for this one. Hope it helps. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.